And if you are just not done celebrating yet, you just want one more opportunity to do just that, listen up.
There's going to be a celebration at 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. We do not know where yet or what kind of celebration this is going to be.
So as soon as we learn more details about this Indiana Championship celebration, 1 o'clock on Saturday, specifically, is it a parade? Is it a pep rally? Is it in Bloomington? Is it in Indianapolis? We will let you know. Be nice if it was indoors because we've got some cold weather coming our way this weekend.
I know. It's like, what space would be big enough to hold all of the state of Indiana?
Everyone.
Well, I mean, if Lucas Oil.
Yeah. Which would be reminiscent of when
the Colts won.
Yeah, when the Colts won in Miami and came back and had the big pep rally there at Lucas Oil and had the parade in the street. The parade in the street.
It was very cold then too.
They kind of ended up a parade around the field, but boy, that was a great opportunity.
I mean, I know it's a major operation to just, you can't just, let's just open a stadium and let everybody in. However, can you just open a stadium and let everybody in?
That's the
Get somebody on.
We've got.
It is. Get somebody on speed dial.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
You know who could do that? Angela Buck.
Well,
Angela, do it.
I can let you know that it's going to be cold enough that we would want an inside.
Angela, we know you got friends in high places. Don't act modest now, Angela.
Hey, temperatures are higher compared to yesterday. That's a piece of good news. At least we're out of the teens. Nice sky over central Indiana. We enjoyed some sunshine again today. 24 Indianapolis. We have 23 Connorsville, 23 at Morris Reservoir, 24 Carmel, and 25 degrees in Greensburg. Evening temperatures, thanks to the clouds a bit on the increase, will be steady in the low to mid 20s. So we're not going to be as cold tonight as those clouds continue to thicken. And you can see that here with Future Track 13. Clouds arrive. We may end up with a few snow showers around late tonight or very early tomorrow. And then a little concerned with some freezing rain potential, especially southeast of Indianapolis. We'll have to be on the lookout for a few slick roads here and there early tomorrow. So keep that in mind. That light wintry mix will be possible and temperatures will be just enough below freezing for a slick road or two early on our Wednesday. The rest of the day, temperatures will climb into the upper 30s and low 40s. This is as warm as it gets over the next several days because we have another, what Sean called it, bitter blast coming our way, and you can see it here. Temperatures fall into the single digits for highs on Friday. Here's Saturday, the reason we would like to have that celebration inside. 12 for a high, 14 on Sunday. Wind chills will be below zero, and not to mention we're tracking a big winter storm system, a high impact storm system for the southeast part of the country, but could come far enough north to bring us some accumulating snow. We've got lots to cover in the full forecast.
Thank you, Angela. Now we got to cover some local headlines. A trial ended abruptly today, right after it started, for a man charged with fleeing police and causing a crash that killed 2 young children.
Our Rich Nye was in the Hendricks County courtroom today when Sidani Pettis told the judge that he wanted to plead guilty to all the charges he faced.
The first witness was testifying when 26-year-old Sidani Pettis interrupted his bench trial and pled guilty to all 8 felony charges, including resisting law enforcement with a vehicle causing death or injury, driving and causing death or injury while under the influence of marijuana, conversion, and auto theft.
I think that the defendant saw what was inevitable and that we were going to present our case over the course of the next day, and it was going to be not one of the worst, but the worst case that we have seen in quite some time.
Pettis admitted that he was driving a stolen car on February 5th last year. An Avon police officer tried to pull him over, but Pettis sped away and crashed into an SUV. The SUV burst into flames. 3-year-old Aries and his 2-month-old sister Iris died from their injuries. The father driving also suffered serious injuries. Almost a year later, this is the memorial for Aries and Iris at the intersection of US 40 and Ronald Reagan Parkway. A way to remember 2 young children who lost their lives in a horrible crash here. The prosecutor will ask for a maximum sentence of more than 70 years for Pettis.
Just didn't want to pay the consequences for stealing the vehicle and took off from lawful authority. And when you do that, the consequences can be so catastrophic. In this case, it was a 3-year-old and it was a 2-month-old that were literally burned alive.
The children's mother, Jack Vaughter, attended the court hearing with about 20 family members, but declined comment. Pettis is sentenced February 9th. In Danville, Rich Knight, 13 News.
Now, at the time of the crash, Pettis was on probation for an aggravated battery conviction that sent him to prison for 8 years in 2019. He was, however, released in late 2023.